Hi, it's Donna Robertson with Fabric Cafe. I hope you enjoyed my beautiful birthday flowers that I received, and that just inspired all of these wonderful new fabrics that we're going to share with you today. If you're joining us for the first time, I just want to do a quick review. We have 6 different books that are in print, and each of our books has 8 different patterns. On the back, the quilts patterns are shown on the back, and on the insides of the book, you're going to be able to see our instructions. We have lots of great diagrams for you. 3 yards will make a lap quilt, and then we also have instructions for the twin and the king queen. We specialize in 3-yard quilt kits. A twin can be made with 2 of our kits, and a king queen can be made with 4 of our kits. If you want to order anything that you see today, you'll just go to fabriccafe.com and you'll find our kits there. There's a button for 3-yard quilt kits. So we're going to get started with our florals. We did florals several weeks ago, and it was one of our most popular videos we've ever done. So we're going to do it again today. We've got new fabrics, as some of you may remember. We got a bunch of boxes in last week, so we're still showing some of those fabrics. And then we're going to reintroduce a couple of quilts that we had run out of on our site, and we now have the replacements. So with no further ado, let's get started with some beautiful roses. Are these not just yummy? Now, we've started a couple of our shows with roses, and everybody has just loved them. A couple of times we sold out in less than 24 hours. We tried to get a little extra on this one, so maybe you'll be able to grab one if you're into roses. Now, this is our focused fabric, and this is a beautiful fabric from Quilt Fabrics. So this would be our focused fabric, and it's our fabric 1 in all of my patterns. I number the positions 1, 2, and 3. Then you have 2 fabrics left over, so you have a focus, you have a light, and then you have a dark. So this would be focus in 1, 2 is your light, and 3 is your dark. And we're suggesting that you use the stepping stones. Stepping stones is an individual pattern. You'll get 1 pattern free with each kit, or if you want, you can buy 3 kits and you can get a book free. Stepping stones is in the Pretty Darn Quick book. Now let's look over here and we'll show you the stepping stones pattern that we are recommending. So your beautiful focus fabric would go here. That's your fabric 1 in your largest position. Then you would put your fabric 2 in the light area, your fabric 3 in your dark area. And that's the way that stepping stones is made up. Oh, I didn't show you your little sign. We always have to show you a sign too. This one is called Southern Comfort, and this is your kit number, and that is the recommended pattern. Now, if you want to switch to a different pattern, all you have to do is select the choice. I'll write my choice in the comments, and that's where you write the name of your pattern. So any one of our 3-yard patterns will work with any one of our kits. All right, the next fabric. I am a green person. I love green. I just think it is just a very calming color, and I know several years ago apple green came back into style, and I wanted an apple green sweater. The first one I saw I bought because I love apple green. So this quilt is just charming. It has this fun little floral here with a cream color for your number 2 fabric, and then your number 3 fabric will be this pretty mottled fabric, and it has just a little bit of a fleck of gold in it. Very, very nice. This one's called Graceful Green, and we are recommending the Hopscotch pattern. So this is a picture of the envelope that the pattern comes in. Now here is a hopscotch quilt made up that Hannah is holding, and in this case you would be putting your focal fabric will be in the border, and it'll also be in these 2 spots, then your light and your dark, and you would get a very similar look to this whenever you put those in that position. A fun thing about 3-yard quilts is you can change the position of your fabric if you want, because you have exactly the same amount of fabric in every position. So you could move your positions around, as long as you always cut everything that we ask you to cut in each position from one fabric. Can't switch over.
And I think one nice thing that you didn't mention is that focus fabric does have a silver metallic in it.
Oh, you're better than I am. I didn't even catch that. Yes, it does. I just buy them because I like them and they're green. No, I really do like green. But of course, with florals, you're going to see a lot of green today because florals usually have those green stems and leaves. Okay, this one is also recommended for the hopscotch pattern. We're going to show you a different hopscotch in just a minute. And here's your kit number. And this one is called Flower Child. And it is such a beautiful, beautiful floral. Isn't that great? I love the line drawing on that flower to accent the petals of the flowers. So this is your focus fabric, and then your light. And I will tell you this, whenever you're looking at your fabrics, if you'll just give them a little squint, and we'll put this here so you can just squint right at the camera or right at your screen. When you squint, you can always tell what's just a little bit darker. So if you ever have a couple of fabrics that are real close together in the tonal range, you can do that little squint and you'll be able to tell the difference. Now let's look at the quilt that Hannah is holding. And this is the hopscotch pattern again. I'm going to go over and get the other quilt and we'll hold those together so you can see how any fabric of our pattern. So this is the same exact pattern and it's just done in different colors. Now the quilts that we're showing you, because all of this fabric is pretty new, we don't have any quilts made up. So these fabrics are not available, but the fabrics that we're recommending, it'll look really nice in those. So that's a hopscotch pattern. So we'll put this back over here. All right, the next one that we have for you is a really sweet little Whimsical Rose. So let's look at this one. Those are cute, aren't they? So this one has the pretty pink roses, and then we've selected the pink and green to go with to coordinate. This would be a very precious quilt. And this one is called Whimsical Roses, your kit number. And the pattern that we're recommending is the candy stripe. And here's your fabric 1, your focus, your fabric 2, and your fabric 3. And this would make up to be such a pretty quilt. Okay, let's look at this one. Can we put this one on the table, because I want to show this one, talk about the borders. This one, the way this quilt is made is you can put your focus fabric out into your border. So your little roses would be out here in the border, and then your candy stripes. I thought it kind of reminded me of a peppermint candy cane whenever I designed this particular one. Then you'd have your pink and your green here. So let's fold it in half and put it right up here. So if you can imagine, you would have those fun fabrics with the roses out here on the border, and it's a 5-inch border, so it would look really cute and really show off those roses while you have your pink and your green in the center. All right, I'll give that to Hannah. Now, did we catch our number? Here's your number, your name, and the pattern that we recommend. So this is Whimsical Roses, another new fabric that we've recently acquired. Now, black and whites are always dramatic, and this one to make, see those cute little roses in the black and white? And this one's called Noir. See, I'm a good Southern girl. I don't speak French. Noir Roses. Natalie named this one because she does know a little French. And this would be your number 1. Now see, you've got all black and whites, so how do you tell? Largest print is here, that's your number 1. And then of course you can squint between those two and tell which one's the darkest. But I think this would be adorable put together. And the number is here. The pattern that we're recommending is the Gallery. And let's look at this one. This is one that we do have the fabric available for this one. It is online, but even though they're sort of like flowers, they're more like pebbles or something, so it doesn't get top billing in this show. But these same fabrics would look cute in this. So you'd have your roses here, and out on the border again, I love to put a big print in the border, and then your light color and your darker color would go there. So this one's called Gallery. Both of these are available on our website now, so you could get this fabric if you fall in love with that fabric as well. All right, next is called Primrose Lane, and we showed this one a couple of weeks ago, but we do have more fabric available, so we're going to bring that out for you to see. And this one is really sweet. It's called Primrose Lane. It has a number 8020217, and I love the way the teal and the light colored background on this goes together with the little teal and then a little more teal over here, so it ties together very nicely. And with this one, we thought it would look great in through the window again. So this would be your number 1 fabric, so it would be where your flowers are. Your number 2 would be your light one left over. This would be your sashing. So let's look at these. Very, very pretty. A really nice combination. Okay, let's look at the through the window again. It's right over here, so you can get an idea of seeing the little primroses in the floral block. And then instead of green, it would be the kind of a, what color is that? Kind of a tobacco, I guess would be that color that would go right in this area. Your sashing would be the teal. So this one is called Primrose Lane. Now the next one is another new one, and this one is called Lilac Breeze. And this one is very pretty. It has all these great pinks and purples and lilacs. Very nice. I like that. And then we bring out a little bit of the pink and then a little bit of that lilac color. It just really goes together nicely. So again, you've got your focus fabric, your light, and your dark. We're recommending that you use the 9-patch pattern, and our 9-patch pattern is a lot of fun, and it's also a really nice size quilt. One of the reasons why the 9-patch turns out as big as it does is because you can utilize the fabric better when all of these pieces are cut the same size. And we do strip piece, so you'll be able to strip piece this, and it comes out to be a really nice size quilt. So your number 1 fabric goes here, your number 2 here, your number 3 here. So it would come out very similar to this, and that would be gorgeous in these lilac colors. So this is Lilac Breeze. We recommend the 9-patch pattern for that quilt. Now, keeping with the 9-patch, we've got one more we wanted to show you that would look good. Now, the 9-patch works really well when you have little prints like this. I have made the 9-patch using big prints, and you just cut them up so that they are scattered throughout. But I really like it with the smaller prints. And the number 1 fabric has the little print. And then we have this beautiful tone-on-tone floral. And because they're all cut the same size, it's going to really show you, it's almost going to look like you have 2 fabrics with this one. And then we have the teal that pulls right into the colors in this particular one. So let's look at the coloration of another 9-patch. And we can do the same thing again. Let me have this one, and you show them that last one we had. It's always fun to see how different a quilt can look with your colors. I think this one would mimic the, what was the name of that one? Wildflowers. So that would look really cute. So those are 9-patch quilts made with a small print. so that it would show off similar to these. So we have the 8020245 is your quilt number. Now we have a reintroduction. This one has been on our web and we ran out of the fabric, so we're bringing it out again to show you this. So we actually do have a quilt. I'm sorry, I've got a tickle in my throat. Just a little sip of water there. Okay, so we do have a quilt. Let's show them the quilt. Okay, when we ran out of this fabric, we could not replace the pink, but we've got another pink that's almost identical, so it's going to have the same exact look as this one. I'm so sorry. So let's put that one up here on the table so they can see. Okay, so it is a little bit different pink, but it goes beautifully with the pinks in the leaves. So exact same other two fabrics that are in this particular one. All right, let's look at the fabrics up close and personal here. Now this particular pattern is called Garden Path. And if you were wanting this quilt before, we now have it back in stock. So you can order it from our website. And the pattern that we showed you is actually Garden Path, and that one is in Fast and Fun. Let me find Fast and Fun. I think Fast and Fun did not make it in here. Okay, so it is in the Fast and Fun book, and you can, but you can make any one of our quilt patterns with this one. This is the Tic Tac pattern, and it would look adorable in that. You could put your large block here, and then you could put your light color there, and then the pink would be your sashing. So Tic Tac would be a really good pattern for this particular one if you wanted to have an alternate pattern. So otherwise, Garden Path is in the Fast and Fun book. Alrighty, another brand new fabric. First time we've shown you this one. This one is called Delightful Daisies, and these are fun. So you've got the daisies, and I was saying they almost look like they're a Polaroid print. If you've ever seen those done, where you take a picture and then they do something to the. John knows that process, don't you, John?
It's been a long time.
It was really popular back in the 80s, so you could actually use the part that you tore off of the Polaroid to make a new print, and it was kind of a cool technique that was kind of the craze back in the 80s. But beautiful, beautiful flowers with the yellows and the blacks, and then we have the leaves that coordinate with the flowers as your number 2, and then your number 3 has a little black with a little interest to it. It's always nice to soften a black by getting a small print in the black. It still will read black, but it'll look very nice. This one is the Picture Perfect pattern, one of my absolute favorites. And Hannah is holding that one up. So the floral portion of that, or your fabric number 1, your focus fabric, would go in the largest block. And then we framed this, and this is where your leaves would be in this one. Whoops, nope. Yes, that's right. Takes me just a minute to remember my numbering system. So your leaves would go in here, and then your black would go out on the border. So that would be the way that these 3 would show up, and that would be a gorgeous quilt. Another new one that's reintroduction. We had this great Granny's Kitchen on our website, and we sold out so fast. So if this was one that you were kind of contemplating and thinking about, we do have more fabric back in stock, so you can now order this one. That one is also out of the Picture Perfect that we were just showing you. So your large fabric would be your focus fabric, and your little green and red one would be your second fabric, with your sashing being the red. So this one is called the Granny's Kitchen, and it's the Picture Perfect pattern. And last but not least, one more brand new floral that we just got in. We're really excited about this. It seems like our florals, I guess it's kind of a mixture, but we've been getting more and more of the smaller prints, and I really enjoy them. I think our fabric manufacturers go back and forth. They'll bring out great big ones and then they go to smaller ones. But this one is a very pretty one, and this one is called Polka Dot Paisley. And we're recommending the So Quick pattern, one of our most popular patterns ever. And if you're a newbie, it goes together so fast and it's so easy to do, and you will feel very accomplished when you get through making that. So our focus fabric will be this blue. Your fabric number 2 is the green, and your number 3 is the red. And we are going to show you this in Overnight Sensation, which is in our book, Easy Does It. Now I've lost my Easy Does It. Here it is. This is a pattern that's in the Easy Does It book, but the alternate pattern is the So Quick. So if we were to go over here and look, this is the quilt that is in the book. It's called Overnight Sensation, and we actually use strip piecing. So we have sewn big strips of this together, and you sew them together, you cut them into pieces, and you just flip one of them. So it goes together really fast in the assembly and sewing it together with your large sashing. So if you wanted to do 3 kits and get book free, then you might want to choose this one that has Overnight Sensation. And I'll flip that over, and there's the pattern right there. If you want to make it larger, be sure to get 2 kits. They'll make a twin, and 4 will make a king queen. So this is Donna Robertson with Fabric Cafe. Thank you so much for joining us today. We'll be back on Thursday with more fun fabrics for you and great patterns. We still have more fabrics that have come in with our new shipments, and we're waiting for more shipments now. We just keep ordering fabrics so we can share with you. So visit us at fabriccafe.com, or if you would like, you can go over to the YouTube channel and watch our past episodes of Virtual Quilt Show videos. So thank you for joining us today. Have a great one.